Despite being the head of the plastics, Regina was never the style icon you should have been watching. Despite Regina's constant dismissal, Gretchen has the most distinct style personality in the film. In today's video, I'm going to break down the key elements of Gretchen's style. Generally, Mean Girls is about a homeschool girl who moves to a typical American high school and she's trying to fit in, and she gets invited into the fold of the Plastics, which is the elite group of popular girls, and they're all dressed in iconic 2000s outfits. I was, ironically, bullied in a very Mean Girls fashion for trying to dress like the Mean Girls in high school. I was a very eccentric dresser. I just did what I wanted, and that doesn't really fly in a British state school. I was also part of a large group of girls, and we faced similar problems. You know, it does feel at times like you're in a war where you have to take sides, where loose lips sink ships and backstabbing happens. It's very Shakespearean. So I was, of course, obsessed with this film when I was 13. And aside from being a graduate in comparative literature from UCL, that is my only credential. Although Regina's style choices lead the way for the group, and Karen and Katie kind of just follow her, they do have their own little nuances, but largely they follow the same trends, they wear the same silhouettes. Gretchen's style does somewhat stand on its own. Gretchen's talent for style, her instinct for it, shows that she is more than what Regina often gives her credit for. Sometimes life doesn't have the perfect ending where everyone gets on and has a new fresh start, like in Mean Girls. In the real world, challenges like this can really weigh on your mind. I've had my own struggles in the past with bullying and rocky friendships where everything feels like a war with your friends and you don't know where you stand and everything just feels confusing. During these times, I wish I had someone to talk to who could explain to me why I was feeling so uncomfortable. That's why I'm so excited that today's video is in paid partnership with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an amazing platform which connects you to a credentialed therapist who can listen to you and provide helpful and unbiased advice. I know my experience of trying to start therapy has been unsuccessful with trying to find people near me. It's an incredibly vulnerable thing to do and it can feel scary. The really great thing about BetterHelp is the therapy can take place over a phone call, over a video call, or even over messages. If the idea of meeting someone face to face doesn't work for you, this is a great alternative. Signing up is really straightforward. If you head to the link in my description, betterhelp.com/Ellie-Jean, you can fill out a questionnaire, they'll assess your needs, and they'll match you to a therapist usually within 48 hours. With that link, you'll get 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. It's really easy to switch therapists if the first person doesn't work for you. Finding the right therapist is a bit like dating. It can take time to find someone who works for you and what you're looking for. If you're struggling, like the Mean Girls, I think all of them could have used a little bit of therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. Head to the link in the description to get started. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for supporting this channel. Firstly, let's look at her color palette. While she does wear the pinks and pastel blues that are characteristic of the Plastics, Gretchen is not afraid to wear colors which suit her better and work better for her features. Lacey, the actress, is a dark autumn, which means her dominant features are dark, warm, and bright. For an autumn, she's somewhere between soft and bright. And she suits similar tones, which we see her wear during the film. For example, she wears orange on a few occasions, whether it's a little crop top or at the party, she wears an orange sequin top. She wears an orange cardigan. Can't remember which film it is when they say, whoever said orange is the new pink is seriously disturbed. Is that Clueless? I think that's Legally Blonde. Or was it High School Musical? Well, that doesn't bother Gretchen. She's very happy wearing orange. Another color that we see Gretchen wear is this deep purple. She wears a very similar top to this that I'm wearing, which inspired me even finding this top because I was so obsessed with this outfit. She wears this deep wine purple, which really complements the depth in her features. She often wears soft and deep reds, which actually clashes with the Plastics because red and pink don't always create a harmonious combination when they're next to each other. They're actually very difficult. She wears red crop tops, red in her Argyle sweater, she wears a red dress, and this really distinguishes her from the rest. She wears a lot of browns, and when she does wear pink, she often wears a warmer pink, which is closer to peach. Her attention to detail when it comes to color shows that she is interested in dressing for herself and to highlight her own features rather than just following the Plastics rulebook. When it comes to silhouette, where the others all basically wear the same thing, graphic tees, mini skirts, high heels, rhinestones, she obviously wears all of these too. But within that, she really honors elements of her body type. Now, there is debate of whether she is a soft gamine or a theatrical romantic. If you've got no idea what I'm talking about, on this channel we talk a lot about this theory called Kibbe body types or Kibbe image IDs, and there's a lot of debate about which one she is. So soft gamines are petite, they have some sharpness in their frame, so they have some squarishness, and they also have curve in their frame. Theatrical romantics are curve dominant, so they have double curve, they have more narrow, sloped, soft round shoulders, and they're very petite. Which one she is debated. I'm leaning soft gamine. So I'll be talking about her body type through that lens, but take it with a pinch of salt. So the high necks of that deep wine purple top, for example, work really well on gamines because it honors the sharpness in her shoulders close to her face. And these tops tend to also be quite clean, so they honor her curve at the same time, and that's a really nice way to honor that juxtaposition. She often wears very structured mini skirts, so she does on occasion wear a little flippy mini skirt, but generally they tend to have a very solid structure to them, whether it's more like an A-line skirt, more of a straight skirt. That little bit of structure in the fabric honors that yang influence in the gamine body types, the slight squarishness that is in her frame. She also wears a lot of cropped and baby tees, and these honor her short vertical line. She's very delicate, she's very petite. So Gretchen is not afraid to mess with the details of the plastic rulebook to honor her features and make her shine. And lastly, something we see a lot in Gretchen's style is this repetition of plaid and argyle patterns. These give her outfits a very distinct, preppy feel. We're supposed to know she's rich, kind of old money. Her father invented toaster strudels, so I assume that they're fairly wealthy. And so we also see here that her style roots, which is my system, are mountain, flower, and stone. So mountain is the normal professional influence, and when combined with stone, it becomes very preppy. So stone is the sporty, casual, and when these two come together, it creates kind of preppy feel. And the flower is, of course, the delicate femininity that we see in her style. So there are other influences in her style, but those are the main ones, which are kind of her underneath. Like if we could imagine Gretchen in 20 years, those are the elements of her style that would stick around, whereas kind of sexy glamour of the 2000s and of that period of her life would probably fade away. So for example, she wears a lot of plaid skirts, she wears a lot of argyle tops and argyle jumpers. She even has a little belt which has a plaid pattern. And this running trope shows that she knows what she likes in her style, and she's very aware of what is unique about her. And you can imagine her wearing similar things like the argyle jumper in 20 years. It's very classic, it's very timeless. Gretchen is often overlooked. These key ways in which she differentiates herself shows that she is innovative, can think for herself, and is ultimately the style icon that we should be watching. She understands her own features and is interested in what makes her an individual rather than following trends. If you would like me to analyze your style like I have the mean girls in this video, make sure to head to bodyandstyle.com where you can order a style analysis from me. So you send me your photos and I tell you your style roots and the key elements of your style. If you have enjoyed my analysis of Mean Girls, I really think that you will enjoy my analysis of Gilmore Girls, which is also an iconic 2000s movie with really cool 2000s outfits, and I really think you'll enjoy that. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.